Hey y'all, so what are we working on today? Well, in my last video I had this old machete out. This thing is old and it was a cheap machete. It's like a $5 machete, certainly not more than 10. And yeah, it looks really rough. So I thought we would take this and see if we can't clean it up a bit and put an edge on it. And we might even use our Gordon multi-tool just to give it a real test and see what we can do. So what we're going to do first is we're going to clean it up. Now I like to make my own WD-40 and penetrating oil and stuff like that, and you can go online, you can see lots of kind of recipes for this kind of stuff. A lot of it involves acetone. This is some plain acetone nail polish. It's mostly empty. There's about maybe a quarter of the bottle left. It'll be perfect for what I want to do. And if you want to make a WD-40, you can mix like 10 or 20% acetone and the rest just basic vegetable oil. For the last at least 10 years, probably 10 or 12 years ago, I started to make my own of this, maybe 15 years ago. And I started putting, all the way back then, a little bit of transmission fluid in my mixture, because transmission fluid has a lot of natural detergents in it that clean stuff up. And when you're making a WD-40 or a penetrating oil, man, it works great for that. Now, I mean, I was the first one I knew of doing that, and I'm sure I was not the very first, but now you see it all over the internet. So I'm gonna make just a bottle of penetrating oil with about a quarter acetone and roughly 3/4 or so transmission fluid. And this is just the cheapest transmission fluid I could find. It will work just fine. And I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. And the acetone just basically thins it down, and it will, I think, work well for us cleaning up this machete. So we're gonna use a little bit of that. Now this will stink. Transmission fluid just smells bad. You know, it does. It just smells like old axle grease or something. But anyway, and I've got some steel wool. So first we're gonna see if we can't do something with the surface of this. Of course, you don't want to smoke or anything while you're doing this, right? Watch yourself go up in flames. And we'll work this with this steel wool. Coat it real good. Maybe I go ahead and coat both sides. Yeah, we get little wood particles in it from this old log. I don't care. I could find a nicer setting for making videos, but I like the outdoors, and I'm just kind of weird that way, I guess, you know. Call it what you want to. That ought to be plenty. If it was super easy, there'd be no need of making a video about it. I could also take a wire wheel or something and take most of this off and get it nice and shiny. But I just want to try doing it this way. Well, it's looking a little bit better. It's very rusty still, very pitted. I won't get all the pitting out, but we will keep working on it. And as I recall, this is one that my nephew borrowed, and then he took it out and then couldn't find it. And I found it a couple of years later, half buried in the ground. Anyway, let's keep going. It's slowly coming back. Okay, I'm gonna add one thing to the mix. Okay, I've got a little stone here, and we're gonna try using this stone to see if that will help to take some of this off. Use this to maybe spread it around just a little bit, coat both sides. All right, let's see what this does. Huh. What do you think about that so far? I kind of, to be honest, I kind of like the way that this looks. It's very smooth, where it's partly shiny and partly, you know, just, I don't know, an old metal kind of a patina look. All right, let's work on this right here. And I'll work on this back here a little bit also. And there's a few little spots over here, and then we're gonna put an edge on it. Well, what do you think? I like it. I think that it looks good like it is. It's, you know, is it super shiny? No. Is it what I thought I was going to end up with when I first started? No. Could I keep going? Yeah. And I'm not tired of doing it. I just like that look. Okay, so we're going to do two more things at this point. I am going to use the file on my Gordon multi-tool, which I got from Harbor Freight. If you have not seen my review of that particular item, please go watch it. And it should pop up on the card at the end of this video. But I was bragging on this multi-tool, and so I thought, well, since I was bragging on it, I thought we would try to use it, put the edge on here. So what we can do now, the edge starts right about here. Well, tell me what you think. It's certainly in much better shape than it was, but it's all the time I've got for right now. So anyway, thanks for tuning in and checking out me salvaging this old machete. And I will see you the next time we're working on something.